MBA students do get high packages.
I can't say no and I can't say yes, both, either. It's a catalyst to ensure that you study and you get ready for the real world outside.
You are doing an MBA, you need to be from a business background itself.
Dhirubhai Ambani was not from business background. You don't have to be from business background. You just need to have a very clear goal. Why do you want to do the MBA? If it's only for a tag, don't do it. If it's only for a status, don't do it. The idea is that everybody wants to do an MBA because they want to be a manager.
Do you think MBA is going to be outdated soon because of AI?
I don't think so. Let's go back to COVID. 2020, we thought everything would be online. And we felt, oh my God, now the online education is going to be taking the front seat and everything else. What happened once COVID ended? Schools, colleges, institutions were flooded with numbers.
Yes.
Why? Because we really need human touch.
Hi guys, welcome to ITM Business School. So today we have Mr. Joshua with us and he is going to give us deep insights of why and how you can get into MBA. What are the myths, what are the facts of MBA that most of us have in as a common question. So let's start with the very first round. First thing, sir, please give us your introduction.
Hi Sneha, thank you for having me over. My name is Joshua Newman and I'm the Group Director of Marketing for ITM Skills University. Been in education for the last 25 years, that's more than 2 decades. And I'm very happy to help you and help the students here understand whatever I can from the knowledge that I've gathered over the years. So over to you.
Okay. So is it a myth or a fact that MBA students do get high packages?
Good question. A tricky one though. I can't say no and I can't say yes, both, either. I believe that what an MBA college does, it's a catalyst to ensure that you study and you get ready for the real world outside. A lot depends on the child or the student. I'm sorry, I use the word child frequently because everybody's a child to me. Students, how well they perform in these 2 years that is selected to do an MBA. If they take it as seriously as they're doing their class 10, class 12 or their graduation, it makes a lot of impact on how they're going to actually face the world outside. Once they do that, we have a team, indoor team, which trains students in how to face interviews. So one, MBA is a catalyst. We, as an ITM Business School, that we offer an MBA, it's a catalyst. Now, when you're doing the MBA with us, you work hard, you study well, you take part in all the contests, you try to strive better, you try to learn better, you learn from the interview techniques that gives you. When you become presentable, you ensure that the field that you are in, you grow and you study well. I don't think it's difficult to get an above average package. The above average package, when I mean to say, yes, it's much decently and much better paid than a fresher would be. So that's the difference.
So do you think before doing an MBA, it is said that having a work experience is very mandatory? Is it a myth?
It's not a myth, but it is not even true. There are some who elect to do that, but in my opinion, I've seen 90% students do an MBA prior and then a job. Or they go out for a career later. Job will be a different job, but they go out for a career later. Why? Because an MBA actually helps you to understand what you want to do. When you get into a job directly, you feel you want to do marketing, you feel you want to do HR, you feel you want to do sales. And you get into a profile because, okay, there is some fund that you know who can help you get a job. And you take up the job. And then you realize one day, marketing is not my cup of tea. Then what do? Then you want to go and do something in HR, but you don't have knowledge in HR because you already have a marketing on your stamp, on your initial resume. So getting into something different becomes difficult. But when you do an MBA, first 6 months is a time frame that you can figure out what you want to do. Marketing, HR, or you want to get into supply chain management or operations. Then you make your own choice. So what happens in an MBA program, the first 6 months you can ideally know that, okay, fine, I'm cut out to do marketing. I'm cut out to do HR. This is where I want to grow. There doesn't stop there. So then you start preparing for your marketing journey. I always tell students what you learn in college is not everything. You have to go beyond it. So if you want to be like Beatles, the famous music band, if you want to be the best music band, they have to be really the best. If you get into marketing, you have got to be really the best. You got to learn about marketing, read books, Always read books, network, join clubs, Act Up of Bombay. There are many other clubs that you can join. There are marketing forums. Follow that, and then it becomes easier. So yes, but I would also like to add that if you're doing your college and you get a chance to intern, you should, because ITM Business Schools has some lovely internship options, and we encourage students, and students get good internships. So that really again helps. So yes, it's better to start MBA, then work, then go for work, then go for a career.
Then go for a cut.
Yes.
I believe in ITM Business School, we have made it mandatory for students to
Oh
go ahead.
yes, they have to go for internships, and that's a very good point, Sneha, that you brought up. Internships are very critical, very important. Students realize that internships, the value of the internship when they start doing it. So, and IT business school doesn't send you for internships like the other business schools would do. Ki internship karwa diya. No. Our internship here actually means that if you're going to be a marketing intern, you're actually going to learn marketing, the basics of marketing. It won't be that you go in and doing you're doing a Xerox, you're doing a photocopy or doing this or that as an intern. No. The internship here means a proper internship. Yeah. So that's mandatory.
I guess even over here, we make it sure like if any student is getting into internship, once they have to like get the profile or everything checked by placement team as well, and then they go.
There is a placement team, there is a training team in place, both. The placement team definitely helps them to work on their resume, how they build the resume,
Yes.
what exactly goes into it. And there's a training team which actually tells them how they need to present or what they need to speak about. So there's a lot of things that goes in preparing a student for MBA in IT business school. It's just not that you come and you learn and you go. So you come, you learn, you do an internship, you have a placement team, you have a training team. So you've got a coaches for everything. It's just like the Indian cricket team. You have a coaching, you have a ball, you have a coach for training how to ball, you got a coach for how to bat, you got a coach for fielding. So that's it. So we make sure that you have everything that you need to succeed.
So, as students have this myth that marketing is the easiest specialization in MBA.
I think no specialization is easy. I think over a period of time, marketing has gained a lot of glamour. If I to say that, marketing is very glamorous. Why I'm in marketing and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But see,
Digital marketing.
digital marketing, the new lord in the town. Okay, so digital marketing as well. But see, what I believe that every marketing strategy, every marketing campaign, everything has a threshold. There are some two good books I recommend. One is Noodles and Nawabs. Okay, and another book, 30 Thrillers. Okay, they're both written by very and one the Noodles and Nawabs written by Ambi Parmeshwar, and he was ex-FC Bulka. That book actually tells you about how campaigns were drawn. How campaigns really work. So gone back the days, you had an Amul ad. Okay, you had a C8 ad. I don't know seen that ad, no, Sneha, but there was an ad called C8 Bon Tough. And many of the ones listening audience was not heard about this campaign, but this was done by Bharat Dabholkar. The idea was that C8 was a tire and they had to come out and they actually did a tough tire. And that time, the toughest animal around today is a rhinoceros. There was a rhinoceros logo and there was a C8 Born Tough. So that C8 Born Tough was a beautiful ad campaign. So, mark that ad campaigns to what we are seeing ad campaigns today has changed drastically. Marketing keeps changing. It is you have digital marketing, then you have what we're seeing today is experiential marketing, and what you're seeing tomorrow is going to be where you actually want to touch and feel the product, the kind of experience that you want to give. It's all about experience marketing. So marketing is not easy, and not an easy specialization to get. A lot of hard work. Similar is for all other specializations. So if anyone thinks your marketing is they're drawn to marketing by glamour, I think they should really understand what do they want to do in marketing. Because marketing is, you can even end up in sales. At the end of it, that's quite a big possibility. You might join a marketing department of an organization, but tomorrow they might find that you're better fit at sales. So you can't be rigid कि नहीं मैं sales नहीं करूँगा. I'll not do sales. So it's not an easy specialization. I think all specializations are difficult. But I think we it's high time that we realize that marketing has that glamour quotient and we do get attracted to it, but this got its pros and cons.
It is said that if you want to get into any corporate job, MBA is something really important to get at higher positions as well. So, is it like really a myth or a fact thing?
I walk in with a hat in the room and I walk in with a hat with a feather on my cap. It depends how I look at it. So it's not a myth, it's true, because an MBA definitely gives you that sheen, that edge uh, to your career, which normally just a vanilla graduation will not. Trust me, Sneha, I interview students for the ones who are applying to our business schools. And we also interview a lot of students who apply to us and say that, you want to take part, you want to do an MBA from IT business school, and then they're just graduates. We actually have to pick students because you know might be aware that IT business school doesn't take anybody and everybody. We're very selective about the people that we take on board. So after graduation, I've seen some students struggle to speak, some students struggle to understand what they want to communicate. It's nothing wrong that they have done or it's not that. No, I'm not saying that, oh my God, why you're not. Thing is that I realize that these children need a lot of training. They need to train, they need to know what to get there. I always look at, if you do an MBA, you're not settle for less. But if you don't do an MBA, you might have to compromise.
Uh, as we know how AI is taken into almost everything, online learning is taken into everything. So, do you think NPA is going to be outdated soon because of AI and online learning?
Uh, I don't think so. Let's go back to COVID.
Yeah.
2020, we thought everything would be online. Okay. And we felt, oh my God, now the online education is going to be taking the front seat and everything. Yes. What happened once COVID ended? Schools, colleges, institutions were flooded with numbers.
Yes.
Why? Because we really, really need human touch. There is nothing in this world that is there like AI or will come next that will be out that will outdid human touch. We're humans. We have a soul. Therefore, we have a soul. So, I don't believe that MBA tomorrow will be outdated. I believe MBA can very successfully use AI as a tool to better perform. A marketing professional can use an AI to get better data analysis. A HR person can use a very well developed AI app to understand if the candidate they're selecting is good or bad. For example, many of the organizations do various kind of tests. One of them, which I know about, which I personally given, is Hogan Assessment Test, which actually tells you about your personality to the organization before they hire you. Whether you're a people's person, whether you can be a good leader, will you be the kind of person to look at minute details or costings. This can be translated. HR can work with AI to develop something new. Supply chain management and AI can do something innovative. So I believe that going further, MBA will develop into a program where AI will be embedded into everything. So I don't think MBA is going to go. I just think AI is going to make it better.
Make it better.
That's
There is one more myth, or you can say this is something that is inbuilt in the students even before they go ahead with college selection. They think that if it is a top tier college, then only you get a good placement.
wonders me why children feel that. Because I have some very good friends, yeah, who are doing really very good in advertising. I can't name them on the show, but they have done a BMM program. Okay. So, going to a top tier business school ensures that you get the best package or the best job 100%. You can think that ways. It's a myth. So, I might be in pass out of XYZ college and I get a good package. But at the end of it, I have to perform for the first 6 months, 1 year. If I'm going to perform my probation and I give my best foot forward and take the best interview and I'm very dashing and I'm like speak and give all the answers that are wrote out over the night and I get the job. Then what?
Where's the performance?
Where's the performance? You got to perform. Like, like they say Indian Army, they train you in the NDA, then you go to IMA, and then you go become an officer. And if you're out there and you really can't deliver,
Then obviously,
yeah. So, thrown out a very harsh word, else you'll have to be replaced. And you're going to be replaced. So, I don't believe that. And you could be not from a top tier college, you could be from a normal college. You might enter the organization where you might enter at an average package, whereas you'll be competing with someone who's come from a top tier college and he might be having a little more better package. But if you perform, tomorrow you'll be his boss. That's how it looks like. It's all about performance and how much you put it.
now students will take specialization in terms of finance. They think that marketing, not marketing, but maths is something really they should be not. Like finance है तो मतलब maths आना चाहिए.
Maths आना चाहिए, but you don't have to be Aryabhatta. Okay, I mean, like, that's how I look at it. You don't have to be Aryabhatta for that. You need maths. You need maths, not mathematics per se, but you need to understand numbers. And I believe that anybody who loves numbers can do finance. Or I believe anything. If you do marketing, also you need to love numbers. See, I believe we're talking about this number. There's something which is coming up in the next maybe 4 or 5 years coming in. There is liberal art education right from the start. When the kids are like, finish the kindergarten and getting in, which will give them the flexibility to do whatever they want. So they can do mathematics, they can do this, they can do a lot of things together. And then they can see what they want to specialize in. So I don't think that you have to be a math student to do finance. You need to know. I mean, like you and your mom and my mom, where they do finance at home, how kitna kharcha kya pata, budgeting. So they didn't do, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I think we all learned finances from them, some or the other. So finance is not anything they've learned, but they learned it the hard way. So I don't think MBA finance you need to know mathematics, but you need to have sound idea on numbers. You need to be good with numbers.
It is also said that if you are doing an MBA, you need to be from a business background itself.
Dhirubhai Ambani were not from business background. Okay, so no, it's a myth again. You don't have to be from business background. I believe, and it's a hard fact that some of the businesses are started by people who are not hiring business background. So you don't have to have a business background. You just need to have a very clear goal. Why do you want to do the MBA? If it's only for a tag, don't do it.
Yeah.
If it's only for a status, don't do it. But if you're doing an MBA because you want to learn how do you how do you better yourself, how do you get into an organization, how do you excel, how what is it that goes into an MBA, what actually is an MBA? I always ask students who come for interviews, what is MBA, SP? They say Master Business Administration. I say, okay, fine, but what's MBA? Sir, I want to learn management. What do you want to do? I want to become a manager. The idea is that everybody wants to be an MBA because they want to be a manager.
Manager, yeah.
Or they want position where they don't have to, fold their sleeves up. But I think no, you need to do an MBA, and if you need to go from top to bottom, you have to go from bottom. I mean, if I don't want top to go from bottom, you're going to start from there. You're going to ensure that you fold up your sleeves, learn what is there from the shop floor, and go up to the top. So, doing an MBA to understand the business of an organization, how does it work, that's the MBA you need to do. They need to do MBA, and it doesn't require a business guy. It's very.
So, like many students, once they are done with their graduation, half of them, it's either like they'll go ahead, take a year gap, they'll do some experience in terms of working or internship, then they'll do MBA. Some students are like, I'll just complete my 2 years of MBA. After that, I have a master's degree, and then I'll get into some company and work. Now, I want to know, like, how can student decide that whether they really should be doing an MBA after their graduation? What mindset they should be having to go further with that particular, master's degree? Like, what kind of thing they should be thinking first, and then taking a step to go ahead.
So if I have to simplify your question to me is, before doing an MBA, what should be that one thing that should help them decide to मुझे MBA करना है कि नहीं? Yes. So there's a very simple thing, not a very complicated here, is if you're going to do an MBA for a job,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be wrong. But if you're going to do an MBA because you want to study and you want to excel and better your education so that you stand out among the 100 people who are going to give an interview in one organization, then you're in the right place. When you do an MBA, when I did my MBA, I run my MBA from ITM Business School. I did executive MBA. So when I did my executive MBA here, and executive MBA is much different than the vanilla MBA and the normal MBA. Executive MBA is like, you are working 6 days a week, and the 7th day, the Sunday, you have to spend morning 10 to evening 6 to learning. So when we were doing MBA, we were working executives. So what I liked about my MBA at ITM Business School is that the faculties that we had. I still remember some of my faculties. The faculties that we had, and the many of them from corporates because they used to corporate background. They would come in teachers, and we would be in the class, and we felt nice being back to a classroom for 12, 13 years. Oh my God, in MBA, did MBA, and it was nice because what happened in ITM, we had those kind of faculties who actually told us that you got late. You should have done an MBA prior and then worked. Then we said, "Abhi to late ho gaye, to abhi kya kare?" So now kids have got more opportunity. Back this in time, we didn't have the opportunity. So I think always the child should first do an MBA and then work. Coming back to the previous question, and but when people say when काम करेंगे फिर आएंगे, no, doesn't really always work in this current scenario. Our scenario was different. We didn't have an option so weird. But yes, but I still remember because when we went to a classroom, we would think, ki, what am I doing? What is my faculty saying? We loved doing assignments. We learned what exactly how the economical trade works because we were out of education for like 12 years.
You would able to kind of relate with what the faculty.
I had to struggle because to 12 years ago, going back to classroom and you're like, अच्छा economics हमने 12 साल पहले पढ़ा था. So that's why I always tell students कि ना आप break जब ले लेते हो ना आप relate करना it becomes very difficult for you to relate to what's happening. You do a graduation and you take, I'll work for 3, 4 years, 5 years, and then go to MBA. By going to MBA, you actually have got kids, you've got students who are in your batch who are very fresh,
Yes.
minded. And you know how digital is changing, how kids, so they are much smarter than you. Tomorrow you might feel, oh, I know this app. The guy will say, no, I know this app. Imagine you have a BTech student, like BTech, you talk about BTech. You have a BTech student, you're a BTech student, as of no. So you have a BTech student, is doing an MBA, and I'm taking a 5 years gap, but then I'm doing an MBA. And the BTech guy is much smarter than me because he knows the data and how to get the data and people is ready. So I'm like trying to struggle. So I always believe it's better to first start and then work.
There are also 2, 3 months that we'll be talking about. Now, students have this in their mind that if you go ahead and do your masters from abroad countries, then when you come back to India, you will be placed at a very high position, at a high package. And if you do it in India, it will give you the average mark. So, is it a myth?
Completely a bit. It doesn't really work. I mean, like, I can go to any university. I mean, what university I'll be aiming for first if I go international? That'll be my first question. And what's the kind of ROI I'm going to get is my second question. And why do I want to go there where India is a growing economy? Right? I mean, like, your two biggest economies today is sitting in Asia, China and India. So why would I want to go from India? Literally, I will go to do an MBA and come back and work in India. I will like, fine, okay, fine. So what's different there? I think that what we are teaching here, anywhere in India, including at ITM Business School, is at much at par than what they would be doing there. So I don't think anything the same. I mean, like, tech is everywhere. Not that we are using WhatsApp and they're using some WhatsApp Ultra version. They aren't. So I don't think that's really true. It's a myth. Yeah, it's absolute.
Okay, and last thing, now there is also, I guess, there are few programs which offer you like 8 months you do it in India, and then rest of the months you do it in the abroad country. So with that, what happens? Students are like, okay, maybe I'm doing things in India now, and then the rest of the year I'll be in abroad. So that is also something they're considering. So what would you say on this thing?
See, children consider we do 8 months in India and then 8 months we go abroad and then this country, then that country, then this country. It's always been students want to settle abroad. That's always been there. I always tell them if you read, please read about the economic forecast of each country before deciding your future. Very simple mathematics. Very simple. Look at the charts. Look at the organizations. Look at the mean median age of the adults who can spend. The mean median age of the younger population is higher in India. So where the spending capacity is higher in India. Where are majority of brands investing in India? Where are major brands coming to India? Why? So that's a question you need to ask before going to like abroad. Okay, if I'm going to a country, might be UK or Germany or wherever, what is the population over there? The aging population or young, how much is young population? Young ones are going to spend the money, right?
I guess we'll wrap up for the myths and facts part. So thank you so much, sir.
Most welcome.
Really insightful. Got to know many things, and definitely we'll be continuing this whole piece. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.